Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. Bogdan here, your host for the next couple of minutes. I hope that you are all doing great. Guys, without asking you to hit the like and the subscribe buttons, let's dive into today's topic in order to find out together who are the 5 products that I recommend you to import from Australia. And here, as usual, I've prepared an Excel file in order to see also the main trading partners, how the exports evolved over time, and where possible, guys, I will also try to give you a couple of examples in order to see exactly what product drives Australia's exports to certain countries. So without further ado, the first product that I recommend comes from heading 0204, so meat of sheep or goats, fresh, chilled or frozen, and basically we see that for 2021, which is the reference year for this analysis if you want, Australia's exports amounted to some $3.4 billion with the United States, China, and Malaysia as the biggest trading partners, all three having a combined share of, I don't know, roughly 60% in Australia's total exports from this heading. But of course, we have here other important partners like, I don't know, Canada, Japan, or Saudi Arabia, just to name a few. Relative to the year-on-year changes, guys, we have almost 25% increase in relative terms, which in absolute ones translates to some $670 million, which is a very, very big amount if you ask me. All this thanks to strong volumes towards the United States, China, and also Malaysia, who are also the biggest trading partners in terms of year-on-year changes, if we consider the absolute values. Now, relative to Australia's main export drivers from this heading for both the United States and Saudi Arabia, we have subheading 020422, so fresh or chilled cuts of sheep with bone-in, excluding carcasses and half carcasses. Now, guys, moving to my second recommendations. These two comes from the same chapter, but we switch class, so to speak, and instead of goat or sheep, we have bovine meat, so heading 0201. Again, fresh or chilled, and here the volumes are a little bit lower, as you can see, not negligible. And basically, in 2021, Australia's exports from this heading amounted to almost $3 billion, with Japan, the United States, and South Korea dominating. But of course, we have other important ones like Hong Kong, Singapore, or Saudi Arabia. And basically, all these top 10 trading partners make up for roughly 90% of the exports, and except Japan here, who seems to be on a descending trend and imported less in 2021, the rest of them had positive year-on-year changes ranging from, I don't know, 6.5 to some $137 million, as in the case here with Korea. In what concerns Australia's main export drivers from this heading for both Japan and the Netherlands, we have subheading 020130, so fresh or chilled bovine meat, again boneless. And guys, with this kebab mix covered, I will now move to my third product recommendation, which is heading 0511, so animal products not elsewhere specified. And here we see that the values are much, much lower, some $111 million worth of exports for 2021. On an upward trend, if we consider this 2017-2021 time frame, I am sure that the plateau is not yet reached, and basically the United States, Germany, and Canada are the biggest trading partners for Australia, followed by China. We have Belgium, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Mexico. On the 9th place we have Taiwan, and lastly on the 10th spot we have Vietnam with some $1.1 million worth of imports. And except Vietnam here, who in 2021 imported with 14% less, the rest of them have positive changes. The biggest absolute one happening with the United States, who in 2021 imported with almost $14 million more than it did the previous year, so in 2020. Now, relative to the main drivers for both Germany and Vietnam, we have subchapter 051199, which can include, I don't know, tendons, animal hair in order to make brushes, or another byproduct from this subheading could be blood meal in order to be used as a fertilizer. And with this product being also covered, guys, I will now move to my fourth recommendation. Bear with me for a couple of minutes more. I promise no more meat or meat-related products. And here we have a veggie recommendation, if you want, coming from heading 0802. So other nuts, and basically in 2021 Australia's exports were some 17% higher than those from 2020, which in absolute terms translates into $770 million, with China, India, and Vietnam as the main trading partners. But we have other important ones like, I don't know, Spain, Japan, or South Korea, to name just a few. As you can see here, guys, China clearly dominates. It has some 44% share in Australia's exports from this heading. Most probably the exports will rebound to the 2019 levels this year or the following one. And in what concerns the year-on-year changes, the top 10 trading partners have a 50-50 split, if you want, in terms of either growth or contraction, with Vietnam, Japan, Germany, the United States, and the Netherlands on the contraction side, while on the growth side we have the United Arab Emirates, South Korea, Spain, India, and lastly China, who has also the biggest absolute change of roughly $78 million. And finally, in what concerns Australia's main export from this heading, we're speaking here about fresh or dried almonds. And for India, we have almonds in shell as the main driver, while for Spain here, the main driver is shelled almonds, so subheading 080211. And guys, with this product being covered, I will now move to my fifth and last one. It's coming from heading 1209, so seeds, fruits, and spores for sowing, which is a heading on an upward trend, again considering only these last 5 years. And for 2021, Australia's total exports amounted to some $116 million, with Saudi Arabia, the Netherlands, and the United States as the main destinations. But of course, we have other important ones like, I don't know, South Africa, Argentina, or Italy. Again, just to name a couple of them. Relative to the year-on-year changes here, and considering only these top 10 partners, except France, who imported less in 2021, the rest of them have positive changes. The biggest absolute change happening in relation with Saudi Arabia here, who imported with some $6.6 million more. As for the main drivers, well, for Saudi Arabia, we have subheading 120921, so alfalfa seed for sowing. For France, we have subheading 120991, vegetable seeds, again for sowing. And lastly, for Italy, we have clover seeds, so subheading 120922. And guys, with this last product being covered, these were my 5 recommendations for you. I hope that will help some of you. Thank you all for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit those tiny buttons below this video. And as usual, until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.